All right, welcome back to my another podcast. So this time I'm going to talk about a topic that I have today saw in one of the web pages. Initially, I decided, is this a really a topic, or do I need to speak on it? Then I searched more and I found out that it was indeed one of the interesting topic. The topic name here is that, can we trust our senses? It seems very simple. Most of the time, we do our regular work. We see things, we touch them, we smell them, we feel them. Now, these all input help us gathering a lot of information. Our brain processes that information and send it another signal which help us to do what action that we wanted to do out of the information that we have received. But sometime what happened that even getting all this information or without getting all this information, our gut feeling or our senses says that okay, this is what we are getting it, and this is what we are believing it. But now what happens here is that uh, what we are doing, what we are working is totally a different thing. Now, let's say coming to the senses, if I give an example of the senses, how it's gonna work. Many time the things that we are watching, times the things which we are seeing are not true. The senses may fail, the senses may give us a direction, so there could be n number of possibilities. I'm not saying that you cannot trust your senses, I'm not saying that don't believe in it, but always do a calculated things or do a calculated risk. If I give an example where our senses fails are a hallucination, where we feels like that this is happening but in reality that is not. We see the mirage, optical illusions that are very common, but we feel so, we see so, but in reality that are not there. Coming to the noises that we hear, many time the we hear most of the word that are not meant for us. So the inputs that we are gathering, many time the decision that the final conclusion that we are making is not correct. So that is the reason we have created a device. For example, our naked eyes cannot see the bacteria, but still bacteria are present in this world. So does it mean that our senses are not true, or our senses are not giving us correct information? No, it's not. The senses are giving us the correct information, but the bacteria are too small that cannot be seen by the naked eyes. That the reason we have invented a device, a specific instrument which is going to see or help us see the bacteria. This is how we are working to convert the things that are very not visible by our naked eyes, or that we believe that things are there. If I give another example, we have developed a thermometer. So now we are not dealing with only a feeling that we feel okay, the body temperature is hot. We are not dealing it with, we are dealing directly with the situation, we are dealing with the problem. The thermometer is no matter is going to give us the accurate information, or and we have an idea about the things that we are looking forward. Well, so this is how the senses play work. But the concept is very clear. The senses can be trusted because these are our input source, but we have to do a calculated r- analysis of all our the thought process that we are having, and these thought processes are going to be uh, generate actions. Well, now we have all this information available, now we all have all this data is there, but the reason here is that what we have to do is we have to understand, we have to acknowledge, we have to understand, and finally act accordingly. So I have given one more example of a movie where saw that one person who was reading a lot of books suddenly started realizing that the characters of that books are appearing in front of him. Now, the process generally we call it hallucination, where we are keep on reading about one single topic, and suddenly the character that is inside the book will comes out of the book and be available and get present at in our get and come out from the books and get in front of us. So the process again here is a hallucination, not the senses, uh, because we have stressed our brain so much, we are focusing too much, so that we are only watching the things related to that person, that character on the book. So the movie indicate that the person is started reading about one character, and he started reading a lot, and suddenly what happened that the character started appearing in front of him. And also not only the character, but he can talk to that character one on one with the help of asking questions. So the problem here is that the character is only visible to a person who was reading the books continuously from 6 to 7 days. But when he tried to explain the same situation to rest of the people, they started not believing on him. They started saying that maybe he is mad, or he is going mad, and that is the reason that he is saying these type of things. But when the story continued later, that the doctor said, doctor asked very difficult question that were not in the books that he was reading. So the character that came out from the book now was not able to answer, because the information that the person is reading is something that is coming out of from his brain in terms of the character that is being there on book. But finally, this is not how the things work. uh, the senses are to gather the input, but the brain is the one who processes it. Senses can be trusted, gut feeling sometimes to be trusted, but not all the time. If you wanted to live your life happily, or you wanted to be sorted in your life, I think that don't go for random risk or random move. Try to be there and learn and implement the ideas that you have. So this is the one advice that I give to everyone. I try to help them with the knowledge that I have, but still if people have their different plan and the different motives, then they can do it. But from my side, I do my best, being at petrol, being at giving us suggestions. So we can give a great suggestions, but up to the people that whether they wanted to implement it or not. If they implement it, then it's great. But if they are not implementing it, again, we can share our knowledge, our feedback, our areas that they want to go. If they want to improve it. Otherwise, we will leave the things as it is. Right. So this is what we are going to do. Rest. Everything is good. The podcast was really great. I spoke about our senses that matter. Though widely I lost a track in between, but I tried to came back and try to close this podcast for 10 minutes, because my goal is to go for 83 hours, and 83 hours are not that easy task. It is a very difficult task which require me to speak more than a normal English, more than a normal. Not like everybody speaks. I have to speak, and I don't have any other option. All right. Yeah. Bye bye. Take care.